Good morning, children. Standard 8th. We can start a lesson from today. We have already started second lesson and it is completed. Today we are going to start lesson number first from first semester. Socio-religious reform. In all the book, there are details about this lesson, even if this textbook got revised every year. Socio-religious reform. In the 19th century, India was invested with so many issues. Casteism existed here, illiteracy existed here, likewise ignorance, superstitions and blind belief all were prevalent in India. Casteism was the most determining factor in the Indian society at that time. It created problem for the people belongs to all other community. Likewise, in India, some social evils were present. Which were the evils present in the Indian society? Let us cast an eye into that one. Sati, likewise killing of female child, early marriage, likewise denial of marriage to widows. These all were prevalent in the Indian society and it was very difficult for the common people to live in the country or the society because of the extreme casteism and religious feeling followed by the some of the community. Let us discuss about some of the social evils. First of all, we discuss about Sati. You are hearing this word in many classes. What does Sati mean? If husband dies, along with that husband's death, when funeral fire is held, wife should end her life by jumping into the funeral fire. This was one of the worst practice that existed in the Indian society. You know, some cases, females may not be able to follow it. They may not be ready to follow the sati or commit herself in the funeral fire. If they are protesting, if they are rejecting it, then what the relative will do? Relative will compel her to do the same. Sometimes take care and put her in the fire. What value the woman has in the society? We can say it is also happening some places in our country even today. Likewise, child marriage. We know problem related to child marriage. If child marriages are held, children cannot go to school. They cannot complete their studies. They have so many issues. At the tender age, they become responsible people, and all responsibility of the family will come over them. And basic thing is that they cannot acquire education. Marriages will be held at the age of 8 to 10. Boys may be 10, 12 or 13. By the time marriages will be fixed and it will ask for the fixation of the marriage, it will be done. So it reduces the chances for what acquiring education, getting more information and knowledge, everything from outside. Likewise, denial of remarriage for women. You know, husband may be dying because of any unfortunate incident at the age, small age. But at that time, the death time of husband, that girl or a wife may be having 10 to 15 years. And she should remain as unmarried throughout her life. She was not allowed to marry again. The same way, early marriage, this whole system existed in the society. Totally, the condition of the women was worst in the society. This time only British people came here and established their empire in our country. And they came to know that if they wanted to continue with our administration in the country, there must be some radical changes in the society. So they introduced English education in India. First school they started in Srirampur in Bengal. Later, so many schools and colleges were started in various parts of the country. The basic reason for all these vices were what? Illiteracy. People were not matured, they were not well educated. Education only can wipe out evils from the society. Education only can give chances for growing further in the life. Education we have to acquire. And this thing, who taught us? British people. They started school in various places so that so many people got a chance to join in the school and get education. You know, they introduced the Western education. What is the peculiarity of Western education? Our education was in the hands of some high caste people. Better to say Brahmins. They were the people handling education and also religious services in the country. So, untouchability existed here. As the untouchability existed here, they were not taking people from other castes. So, education, teacher is a Brahmin and the student are also Brahmin. Education spread among all. That system got ended with the arrival of British. British started Western style of education. One more thing we have to notice from Indian education. Indian education was based upon some values, some religious matters, epics, Mahabharata or Ramayana, all these things, incident stories from that were taught. Likewise, Vedas were taught. All were in Sanskrit. Sanskrit was the main language of medium of teaching. And only Brahmin community got education. British people introduced the education for all, and in their school they gave admission to everyone. People from all walk of community, all walk of life good chance to join in the school and well educated. And these well educated people were the main people behind the reformation in the society. Society should change from the traditional to modern. Only education can make such a changes. You know, some of the people who learned in Western schools become the torch bearers of our reform. You know, Rajaram Mohan Roy, Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Vivekananda, Thakar Bapa, Srinarayana Guru, Dayananda Saraswati, all were behind the transformation in the society. Let us start with Rajaram Mohan Roy. Rajaram Mohan Roy was called the father of our Indian Renaissance. There is a reason behind his movement. He was the main person behind the ban on sati in India. Rajaram Mohan Roy was born in 1772 in Radhanagar in Bengal. He was born and brought up in an aristocrat Brahmin family. And he was familiar with so many languages, Hebrew, Latin, Greek, likewise English, Sanskrit all. He was a man of versatile in all these fields. He had written many books. One book he had published in 1821, Mirat ul Akbar in 82. Likewise also 1821 he published the Samaved Kaumus. Through these books and periodicals, he was giving information about the need for reformation in the society. Likewise, he started as college, Hindu college at Calcutta. And because of this, what happened? So many changes came. He started Brahma Samaj in 1828 and it encouraged people to follow modern system, modern reforms all. The followers in the religion were, in the Brahma Samaj were asked to make changes in the society. Brahma Samaj was fighting for stoppage of sati. There is an incident related with sati and Rajaram Mohan Roy. Rajaram Mohan Roy's elder brother died when Rajaram Mohan Roy was very young. When elder brother died, his funeral was conducted. His wife was asked to commit sati. Actually, she was not ready to commit sati. Because of the encouragement and support of the other people, she was compelled to commit sati. This incident created a feeling in the mind. It touched the mind of our Brahma Samaj founder. And Rajaram Mohan Roy took a decision that he will fight for this evil. He requested the Viceroy to end this practice. and in 1829 sati was stopped by William Bentinck. Likewise, he was fighting for what? Removing all the evils from the society. Widows, what's wrong in allowing marriage for widows? He was telling that widows marriage should be encouraged, child marriage should be stopped, sati should be stopped. Such a various way he worked for the Renaissance, reformation of the society, so that he was called the father of Indian Renaissance. Because of his work for the nation, because of his work for the society, Emperor of Delhi awarded him the title Raja, and he became well-known person. Later he was sent to Europe for study. In connection with some social property dispute, he went to Bristol, where he died, and his death happened there only. But in history, in Indian cultural matters, he is considered as the father of Renaissance. And this topic connected with Rajaram Mohan Roy is over. We will have another topic with which we will be taking class next day. Please go through the lesson. Thank you.